Good day, everyone. Today I am going to differentiate each of the following functions. So the first one, we have the function given y equals 6 cos times the quantity of 1 minus 3 halves x. So the very first thing that we need to do is to put the y into its derivative, which is y prime, and then follow the formula for the chain rule, which is in the notation of y prime equals f of the prime of g of x times the prime of g of x. So, of course, we put there 6 and then separate it with a bracket times negative sign, which is the very derivative of cos times the quantity of 1 minus 3 halves x, which is our g of x, and then times negative 3 halves, and negative 3 halves is the derivative of our g of x, which is 1 minus 3 halves x. And then there, we are going to multiply the quantities that can be multiplied. And in this case, we can multiply 6 times negative 3 halves. So 6 times negative 3 halves, that is negative 9 times negative sign times the quantity of 1 minus 3 halves x. And then negative 9 times negative sign, that is positive 9 sign. Then we will just copy the inside quantity, which is 1 minus 3 halves x. So the answer for the derivative of 6 cos 1 minus 3 halves x is 9 sine 1 minus 3 halves x. To move forward, we have here our next function to differentiate, which is y equals 4 sine x cubed. So again, the notation for this is y prime and then equals 4 times the derivative of sine, that is cos, and then we just copied the x cubed, which is our g of x, and then times the derivative of x cubed, which is 3x squared. So again, we will multiply here 3x squared and 4, that is 12x squared, and then we just copied cos x cubed. Combining them together, it gives us the answer, which is 12x squared cos x cubed. So this is our answer, or the derivative of the given function y equals 4 sine x cubed. To move forward, we are here in our number 3, which gives us the function y equals 2 cos square root of x. So we just separated 2, and then we enclose negative sign x 1/2 by a bracket, and then here it is negative sign because it is the derivative of cos, and then we just transform square root of x into this form, which is x to the power of 1/2, and then again it will be multiplied by the g of x, derivative of our g of x, which is here 1/2 x to the power of negative 1/2. We know about the power rule. From here, 1/2 minus 1, that is negative 1/2. And then we just multiplied the very power on its base, and it gives us 1/2 x. And with regards to its power, then it is 1/2 x to the power of negative 1/2. Since 1/2 x times 1/2 x to the power of negative 1/2 times 2 is x negative 1/2, and since it is in negative form, of course, we are going to put it under a fraction. So since it is in negative, so we will put it under the numerator, which it becomes the denominator. And the negative sign x to the power of 1/2. Since x to the power of 1/2 is square root of x, then there our answer is negative sign square root of x over square root of x. This from here, x to the power of negative 1/2, we put it as its denominator, and then we just allow sine 1/2 or sine square root of x to be at the top, because its power doesn't have a negative sign. So our answer for this is negative sine square root of x over square root of x. Now to move forward, Our function is y equals 2 sine cube 2x. The notation for this is y prime equals, we separated 2 times 3 sine squared 2x. So why it became 3 sine squared 2x? It's because it is the derivative of this function since it has a power. And then again, we took the very derivative of sine squared 2x, which is cos 2x, times 2, which is the derivative of 2x, that is 2. So 2 times 2, that is 4, and then we just copied here what is enclosed in this parenthesis, and then copy cos 2x as well, since we cannot simplify it. By that, what now we can multiply is the 3 sine squared 2x, which is 12 sine squared 2x, and then copy cos 2x. And our derivative as the answer is 12 sine squared 2x cos 2x. Now to move forward, our function is given y equals 3 cos 2x plus 1 to the fourth. So applying the power rule, we just multiply 4 in this expression. So the 4 now is here, and then 4 minus 1, that's 3. So 4 times the quantity of 3 cos 2x plus 1 to the third times 3 times negative sine 2x. Since the derivative of cos 2x plus 1 is negative sine 2x, that is why it became negative sine 2x here. And then times 2 the derivative of 2x. So multiplying them together, which I started here. So 3 times 2, that is 6. And then 6 times negative sine 2x, of course, it gives us negative 6 sine 2x. And then now we can multiply them together. Negative 6 times 4, that is negative 24. And then I just copied 3 cos 2x plus 1 to the third, and then sine 2x. I just copied it, the sine 2x here. So our answer is negative 24 times the quantity of 3 cos 2x plus 1 to the third times sine 2x. To move forward, we are now in our number 6, which is y equals the square root of 1 minus 2 cos x. So the notation is y prime since the given function is expressed in y. So y prime equals, of course, I just transform this radical form into this way, since there is 2 here outside and it has a power of 1 inside, so it became 1 minus 2 cos x to the power of 1 half. And then there, since it is in the power rule, 1 half we multiplied it here, and then 1 half will be subtracted by 1. And then I just copied the inside quantity times 2 sine x, because the derivative of 2 cos x is 2 sine x times 1. And then after that, we will just multiply them all together, and it gives us the answer of sine x to the power of 1 half 2 cos x. Since our power here is in negative, so we put it as its denominator for it to be positive. And then 2 sine x times 1 half, that is sine x. And then 1 will be disregarded since it's still 1 after all. Now to move forward, we are now in our number 7. So we have here our function given y equals 2 sine 3x minus 3 cos 2x to the third rather. So Next is it is now written in the process. So y prime equals 3 times the quantity of 2 sine 3x minus 3 cos 2x to the second times 6 cos 3x plus 6 sine 2x. So since it is in this way, in this form, we took its derivative of the outside, which is we multiplied 3 here and then we subtracted 3 by 1. So it becomes 2 there. We just copy the inside quantity. And then here we took the derivative of sine here as cos. So it became 6 cos 3x. And then the derivative of 3 cos 2x, that is sine 6 sine 2x. Combining them together, I just found a common, which is 6, and then enclosed in the parentheses, cos 3x plus sine 2x. And now to move forward, we are going to multiply the quantities here. So the very first thing that we are going to multiply is the outside quantities, which are 3 and 6. So 6 times 3, that is 18 rather. And then here, we just copied the quantities inside, which is 2 sine 3x minus 3 cos 2x and 2 sine 3x minus 3 cos 2x. And we just copied the inside quantities here, which is 2 cos 3x plus sine 2x. Multiplying them all together, it still remained the same because we cannot multiply them. No. So our answer for the derivative of this function, this given function, which is 2 sine 3x minus 3 cos 2x to the third, is 18 times the quantity of 2 sine 3x minus 3 cos 2x to the second times 3 cos 3x plus sine 2x. So that would be all. Thank you.